Hi, welcome to OBabyNMore Yarny podcast. This is episode 2. I've done a lot, but I have a little to show. So, lots done, little to show. That's what it is. My name is Ryan Nicole. I am OBabyNMore, both on Ravelry and OBabyNMore and Handmaids on Facebook. You can find me either place, or you can comment here below. First, I wanted to say welcome and thank you for viewing. If this is your first time viewing, welcome to my podcast. I hope you enjoy it. If it is the second time, since it's only the second episode, then welcome back and hello again. So I only have one shout out this week, and ironically it's the same one as last week because she was my first subscriber. So thank you, Grace May, for having faith in me in this podcast, and thank you for joining me each week. Like I said, I probably don't have very much to show. I know I don't. So it's probably going to be a kind of shorter one because even though I've done quite a few things, there's not many things that I'm able to show you, which is such a bummer to me. But it is what it is, and you will see them eventually, I promise. So, with that being said, basically what I've worked on mostly this week is the shawl, and I can't really show it to you, but I can kind of do one of these. Ta-da! It's done, it's done, it's done. I swear it is. It just looks like a big ball right now. I did this is my own design, like I mentioned last week. I used Bernat's Baby Coordinates Sweet Stripes in the Sailor Stripes colorway, and I also had some Stash Baby yarn that I'm going to assume is also Bernat because it matches so closely with the Sweet Stripes, but it is a white, just plain white colorway. Not sure of the color name, obviously, because of the fact that there was no label, but I did use that to give me a little bit more length on it because as of right now mine sits about here. When I finish the actual one for my prayer shawl swap, I will be making it a little bit bigger, and it'll use a little bit more yardage. But this one used about 505 yards, so if you only have 505 yards, you can make this shawl. It's just going to be a little short. And then I used an eye hook, which is a 5.50 millimeters. So that is my first ta-da, and unfortunately my only ta-da for this week. So ta-da! That's all you get, sorry. I have kind of touched on my projects that are still going, and I will show you a little bit of them. The first one being Gracie Shrug, which if you remember I was using Hobby Lobby's I Love This yarn in soft pink, and I'm using a J hook, and this is actually the second skein of the Hobby Lobby's soft pink. It's a very, very, very light color, very pretty though. As much as I don't like pink, I do think it is pretty. Plus it's just so scrumptiously soft, so I don't care. So anyways, I went ahead and put a stitch marker where I left off last week, last week, and that's here. So I have completed this. Let's see, I think this is just about done without counting all of them. I think this is just about done to where I will be folding it in half, and as long as that equals approximately 17.5 inches, I will continue on with the with seaming it and adding the sleeves to it. So I think I'm just almost done, just about. Can't wait to have that finished since that's been still going since sometime last year. I don't remember when. Sorry, excuse my crinkling bag. I actually will be talking about that in a little bit here, actually, amazingly. So excuse that crinkling. Another one going? Okay, good. Okay, so my other still going, if you remember correctly, was the Viking inspired hat. And this was where it was last week. And the other thing I have done, I had to, again, modify because it's for a 5-year-old and I don't want them to be overbearing. Because the original ones, they probably come out to like, I don't know, here. They were huge. I should really find my husband's hat and show it to you, but I have no idea where it is. So I don't know if my husband does either, so it is what it is. But anyways, these obviously need, there'll be a little piece that goes around it here to help it stay on the hat. Then obviously I need to stuff it and sew it on. But how adorable is that turning out to be? I am so excited, and I know my son's going to be excited. And as I was finishing making them and showing to my husband, he kept, well, hubby has this thing that he does, that he says, so he was doing that a lot. So anyways, here is what I worked on for the hat so far. Again, I was using Red Heart. This is Gray Heather, and this is Erin, the Erin colorway, obviously. And then I'm going to be using the Sayal, sorry again for the crinkling, the Sayal orange. And that uses J hook, again, 6.0. Yeah, a J hook is 6.0 millimeters, and it also uses an H hook, which is 5.0 millimeters. So that's that one so far. And then because I didn't have many things that I could actually show you, I went ahead and started another project today. Plus, I saw it. It's a pattern that I saw that is offered for free, and I really don't remember how long it's offered for free, but even if it's not offered for free anymore, it's a really cute pattern, so you should think about buying it. But anyways, it is a project bag, which is what I was going to talk about a little bit later, if you remember, but I will still talk about that in a second. Anyways, it is part crochet and part knit. It is called The Best of Both Worlds. It is by Jody Baldwin. Her Rav name is Timeless One. It's a very cute pattern. It does have 2 sizes. I am working the smaller size, mainly because I wasn't sure. I don't know. I don't know why. I just started working the smaller size. I did take my my needles off of my interchangeables, my boy interchangeables that hubby bought me last year. I love them. I definitely want to get more cables for them though. But anyways, I put my stoppers on so that I could show them to you a little easier without worrying about it popping off. Plus my stitch marker is right here on the end, and I really didn't want that to be popping off all the time, so I did it this way. So anyways, it is started off with crocheting, and it uses a G hook, and I have a boy G hook that is 4.25 millimeters, and I know that there's it's either a 4.0 or a 4.5 usually, and I know that you can't even put 4.25 on Ravelry, but I love my 4.25 hook much better than I do a 4.5 or a 4.0, so I tend to use it whenever something calls for a G hook, unless I can't get gauge with it. But there was no gauge on this really, because it's just a bag, so I didn't even look or try to get gauge because it's a bag. Anyway, so then you do the bottom and you pick up stitches and knit around. And just today I got all of the bottom done, and I have 4 rows of the bag part done. Excuse me. So it is coming along very quickly, actually. I'm kind of surprised because I'm a slow knitter, so it's nice that it's coming along quickly. And the reason why I said I was going to talk about this is I don't have a lot of project bags. I am one of those people that I just don't. Partially because, one, I don't sew. Partially because we don't have a lot of money, so I don't go out and buy a lot of project bags and stuff. So I thought, you know, I really do kind of need more project bags. So when I saw in comments over this one that it made a great project bag, I thought, it gives me something to start today, and it also gives me a project bag, you know, yet one more that I don't have and don't have to keep crinkling these plastic bags all the time. Oh, I forgot to mention that this uses an Aran weight yarn. I am using that Natura Windtuck again. It actually, this one is not from my grandmother's stash. This one is my soon-to-be sister-in-law goes to auctions all the time, and she had got this pretty good deal of a whole box of yarn, and this was in it. So whoever bought it, though, they paid 90, I think I saw 97 cents on it. So I do know that this is some old yarn, because it's been a while since yarn has been 97 cents. Oh, how I wish for those days again. So anyways, it uses an Aran yarn, and it uses the G hook, and it also, basically it says to use a size needle larger than what the yarn calls for. So the yarn actually called for a US 9 or a 5.5 millimeter, but even though I usually do things with an 8 or 5.0 millimeter when I use Aran and worsted, but I'm also a really new knitter, so what I use doesn't really matter or anything. But anyway, so I went ahead and went up to a 10.5, which is a 6.5 millimeter needle. So that is what is being used to make this one. So we'll see how it goes. So far I'm liking it, and I know that technically this was supposed to be the bottom, but I don't know, I just realized how much I like this inside too. Oh, excuse that. And it still needs to be weaved the rest of the way in, but this looks neat too, so anyway, I guess that doesn't matter. So, moving on, I did get my yarn, and it is absolutely scrumptious. I love it. It is a beautiful colorway, and it feels so soft, and I will give you the teaser for now that it is called Wool-like, and I'm going to assume that means it's supposed to feel like wool, but since I can't touch wool and get the same feeling that you guys get, I'm gonna have to take your word for it, or somebody's word for it anyway. So, my hands are cold. Should have gotten my gloves on. Anyways, I'm sorry. So I got it, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and I love the colorway. It's beautiful. I can't say anything else. I can't tell you what colorway it is yet, but I will tell you that it is called Wool-like. It is a fingering yarn, and I'm going to hold it double together so I get like a sport weight. And it's called Wool-like, and I don't know who it's by because I don't have it in front of me because I'm not showing it to you guys yet. So that is what that is. But because I got it yesterday, and immediately I started on my shawl. Yay, 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 yay! I'm so excited because I started on the shawl, and it's turning out so, it's turning out exactly how I wanted it to. Really, I don't know how else to say it. I'm super excited about it. So as soon as I finish it, I will do like a small video and show it off and show off. I took some pictures of the yarn so that I can put that in the video, and I I will show it all off, and then I will tuck that video away, and I will I'll send the shawl to my swap partner, and as soon as she receives it, I will put that clip into the next podcast so that you can see the actual shawl and so you can see the yummy yarn, and I will show you the leftover yarn because I'm sure there's going to be at least some, and then I will be able to show you the rest of this shawl. I'm so happy with it. I'm so excited. So that is, I promise you will get to see them, but that is one of the reasons why I don't have as many things to show you, because I can't show them to you yet. Oh, it's killing me. Okay, so anyways, excuse me, drink. So that is what we have going there. Okay, I did not have this section last week, and I will only have it in certain weeks because, as I've said, I'm on a budget. But this week I am going to talk about my actual purchases, like things I've actually purchased. The yarn would be one, but I cannot show you that one this week, so again, that will be in a later week. And the second one is actually a really interesting story that I really want to share with you because I really like this situation, the idea, I don't know what else to call it, but it was really neat. Okay, so for those of you that know Michelle Dunayer, I might butcher that last name, probably did, and I'm very, very sorry. But anyway, she is M.A. Dunayer on Ravelry, or most people know her as Madcap Fancies. She's got a group, I'm pretty sure it's called Madcap Fanatics. She does a little bit of knit and a little bit of crochet designs, but she's got a lot of designs and they're all so beautiful. She every once in a while posts a new pattern, and she'll say, okay, for the next 48 hours it's going to be free, or I think I've gotten 2 of her patterns that way. Anyway, she has some gorgeous patterns, so you should check her out. It is MADUNAIER, and I'll link that below, as well as everything else that I've mentioned today. Anyway, she, over in her group, Madcap Fanatics, she had decided to do a gift it forward kind of idea. And basically the idea was somebody could go into her group and they could post, I really want one of Michelle's patterns that is X, and name the pattern that they wanted. It had to be one of Madcap's, one of Michelle's, but it could be any of her patterns, you know. And I mean, if it was free, you'd just go get it, but if it's not free, you could post that you wanted it. And then somebody else could come along and say, you know, I've got an extra $6. I will go ahead and order it and buy this as a gift to the person that requested it. So then you would then buy it and send it to them, you know, send it as a gift like Ravelry has as their option, and you would send it to them, and you would post back in the forums and say, I gifted this pattern to this person, and for doing so I would appreciate having, and name another pattern, pattern that you would like. And Michelle then went through and gifted that pattern to the gifter. So basically it ended up being that you were kind of doing 2 patterns for the price of one, but you weren't keeping one of the patterns. You had to gift it forward to be able to get the free pattern. So it was a really neat idea, and she had she did it for one day. She believe plans to do it again, but she did it for one day, and it was or 1 week, I guess, maybe, I don't know exactly, to be honest. It might have been a week. Anyways, she had also posted on it that on Friday, yeah, it must have been a week or a little less, she had posted on Friday that she would do a drawing for anybody that did not get their pattern gifted to them. She would do a drawing and give it to them. Give one person that had been unfulfilled, give them their gift. So, oh, excuse me. So she then had several people ask her different questions about, you know, do I have to take the gift for myself? What if I don't want the person to know that I have gifted it to them? I just want it to show up to them, you know, those kinds of things. So she decided that you could do an anonymous gift. She also decided that instead of getting the return gift for yourself, you could either gift it to another third person, you being the second person. You could gift it to another third person, or you could gift it to the drawing on Friday, and she would just draw more than one name on Friday. So, I ended up, I wanted to buy one, and I was going to wait because I thought it was going to go on longer than a week. But I did go ahead and request if everybody else had been fulfilled, you know, that I wouldn't mind a certain pattern. And I ended up winning it in the Friday drawing because she had like 16 to draw, which was really awesome. That means, you know, 15 people didn't want their actual gift, and I think that's so sweet. So she drew 16 names, and I ended up being one of them, and it only left 3 people unfulfilled. And it broke my heart because all 3 of them were people that had posted well before me. So I looked at my PayPal account, and I noticed that I could afford one of them. So I went to the very first person that did not get fulfilled, that had posted, and I saw how much their pattern was going to cost, and I had it. I knew I did. So I went ahead and gifted it to them, and then turned around and sent my my gift for gifting to them. I sent that to the next person that was unfulfilled. And then shortly after I did that, somebody else came in and fulfilled the third one and asked that their gift be sent to the drawing for the next time. So when she does do it next time, she has decided to start out with 4, because she would have had 1 for herself that she would have done automatically, and she had the 1 from the person that gifted to the drawing to be able to fulfill that last one. And she said that she would double that because of all the generosity that there was, and she took it to 4 for the next time. So I'm really excited about that happening. And she said there were 89 gifts fulfilled. 89 people asked for a gift and received it, and I just think that is phenomenal. And the feedback that I got from the 2 that received a gift were just blown away with how much caring and love people can have, and I agree. It blows me away, and it warms my heart, and it reminds me that not everybody in this world is bad, and not everybody in this world is out for number 1 anymore. You know, there are people that still care about others before themselves. So that just, I think, is wonderful. Anyways, with all of that said, my purchase that I won for free and then purchased somebody else's. So I'm calling this a purchase because I did spend the money, and it was about the same, I think. I'm almost positive it was the same, actually. I got the Hybrid Tea Rose Shawl by Michelle. It is beautiful, and I've had my eye on it for a while, and I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of this gifting situation and was able to receive that pattern. So, with that in mind, can I start yet? Besides wanting to start that, because hello, I just got it, and why wouldn't I want to start it? There really isn't a lot else that I want to start. I do think I want to do another pair of fingerless mitts for myself, and I do think I'm going to use a different pattern than my own this time, although they are really warm. So, but with summer coming, I'm hoping that I won't need as thick of ones, so I should probably make myself another pair. That's all I have for what I want to start. And as far as designing, there's been a lot of stitching, a lot of ripping, a lot more stitching, and a little bit of writing. Not a whole lot, but a little bit of writing. I am kind of fine-tuning, I guess you could call, the shawl pattern. There's several things I saw in this one that I'm not in love with. Although I love it, I'm not in love with certain things on it. So I am working on fixing those bugs in the new shawl, and so far it's been going very easily. So it's not been too much ripping for once. So I will be working on that and finishing it up, and hopefully getting it up to test soon. I hope probably right after I get this one finished, I'll be putting it up for testing. So that's what there is. And yeah. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Lost my train of thought there. Well, anyways, moving on to blah blah blah. I also don't have a whole lot going on right now that I want to talk about. I'm doing this a day or two early. It's still going to be uploaded on Thursdays, but today is actually Tuesday, April 21st. I'm doing it today because hubby is on call tomorrow, so he won't be able to keep O out of the room as easily especially if he's not here. So being on call kind of has that ability. So let's see what else though. I talked about my pots last week, and there's really nothing changed there. Not much can change there when I haven't seen the doctor yet. So I did mention that I had the 3 ideas, and one of the ideas was being a homeschool mom. In the process of homeschooling my son. He is 5, but he is still doing preschool work right now, mainly because last year when we could have put him in our school district to actually send him to school changed their birth date requirements, and he missed it by 10 days. So I had thought that doing homeschooling was going to be the same, and I found out kind of too late that I could have actually still homeschooled him, because the program I want to go through is using a much later, about 2 months later, birth date requirements. So, but by the time I figured that out, I didn't have any of the testing that I needed done for him, so I couldn't start it. And in our state, you are not required to start any kind of schooling until they are 6, so I'm not in any trouble, by not doing it yet. So, excuse me, I need another drink. I am trying to increase my water intake. I have not drank a lot of water in my life. I usually drink Mountain Dew, actually. But with the pots, water is supposed to be a whole lot better, and it's supposed to be a whole lot better anyways, but especially with the pots, it's supposed to be a whole lot better. So I'm trying to increase my water as well as increasing how much I'm drinking in general, because I didn't drink a whole lot before, and I'm getting better at that. So anyways, off track. So my son is technically doing preschool now, and we did move back in October. Yeah, let's go with that. Maybe November. Huh. We moved November 1st, yes. So when we moved, we took a short break about 2 weeks before we start, 2 weeks before we moved, so that I could do some packing. And unfortunately, we didn't get back to it until January. Yeah, something like that. So we're a little bit behind because we kind of took a 3-month break. But we're working on it, and he's moving along really well, and I'm really happy with it. And let's see, he's got 11 more weeks to go, just to finish getting through his alphabet. And then we'll probably do like 2 weeks where we start working on going over the entire alphabet some more, and to kind of start easing him into sight words and that kind of stuff, so that he's not completely blasted with that when he starts kindergarten. So anyways, one of the things that I may talk about some is some homeschooling stuff, things that we've tried, things that we haven't tried. Excuse me. He is going to be using, well, I am. I don't know how you want to look at it. Anyway, blah, blah. We are going to be using the program K-12, at least for the first year. Coming up with the curriculum for preschool was a lot harder than I expected it to be, and I'm not so sure that I'd be able to do that in following years. So, especially with the brain fog that I get and whatever. So, it's going to be nice to have somebody else that kind of guides him along and more or less teaches him, and I get to be there as his helper, but I also get to be the one that teaches him his values, not another teacher and not other children in the classroom. He'll still get his children interaction because he'll still have to have some sort of a phys ed, whether it be a gymnastics class or a sports team or something, but he has to have his phys ed, so he will still get interaction with other children, and we do go to church, so he gets interaction with them there. So I don't feel like he's going to have his social skills stunted in any way. So don't worry about that, but do know that I'm very adamant that I want him to be raised with my values, and mine and my husband's, obviously. I do want him to be raised, in a Christian home, and, I've seen many people talk about their first and third graders coming home and already talking about sex, and that just really bothers me that that's even, in their minds at that age, even the words. So I would rather shelter him from that. Yes, I'll be that mom, I guess. I'm okay with that. So, anyways, so that is one of the things that I may talk about on and off, depending on what's going on. If I come up with something that just really sparks me and makes me excited about it, then I'll talk about it, and if I don't, then I won't talk about it. Kind of like the pots. If there's nothing going on, if I don't find anything out, or if I don't have something that changed and worked or didn't work, then you won't hear about it. So, I think that is everything I wanted to talk about. I had my shawl and the shrug, my new yarn and my new pattern, and the hat and my new project bag. I'm really excited about that. And I've talked about my designing. I've given my shout outs. Yeah, I think that's everything. So I'm going to leave you with a blessing to you. This week I have been very strongly reminded of family and support, and how important both of those are in our lives. And so for you, I pray that you have lots of support, and I pray that you give support when you can and when it's needed. And I pray for your family, and I pray that all is well, and give somebody a hug. I mean, you never know what that could do. Somebody might just need an extra hug, so hug your family for me. So anyways, I hope you come back, and so far I'm enjoying this, so far I'm planning on coming back myself, and I will see you, it looks like, next week. So have a great day. God bless.